Hello and welcome to SudoKanard. We're here to solve this killer Sudoku whose author has not been named. It was featured in the Polish Sudoku Championship of 2019 and it was worth 122 points, which would probably be 60 something points in a Sudoku Grand Prix, meaning that it's not that easy, but it still should be feasible. To be honest, I already solved this puzzle. I don't remember a lot about the puzzle, except that the end needed some. The end was a bit long. You had to work to earn your solve. So the rule is the same as usual with Kira Sudoku. In any cage, all digits must be different, and their sum is given in the top left corner. And something interesting that you might want to know is that the sum of all digits on a row or in a column or in a 3x3 block is 45. And here we have 14, 21, 37, so that's an 8, and that's a 1. Actually, there's another way of finding that. It's to note that 3 has to be 1 plus 2. And then the only remaining option for 7 is 3 plus 4. 16 can only be 7 plus 9. And then the only way to make 11 with the remaining digits is 5 plus 6. So there was no need to add the digits to find this 8 and this 1. Now 5 can only be 2 plus 3. 11 can still be 14 can only be 5 plus 9 because 8 has been used. So 6 won't be used in here. So because we would need to repeat the 5. So this is 4 and 7. 6 is down there with a 4. And then this 5 can only be 2 plus 3. This 14 without using the 6 is 5 plus 9. This now can only be 1 and 8 with a 7 there. And a 5 here, which resolves the 9-5 pair. That's a neat start. This 7 here gives the 9 and the 7. 9 and 7 are not used for 14, so that's a 6 and an 8. And those 5 cages can be either 1 plus 4 or 2 plus 3, except that neither 2 nor 3 is available here. So that's a 1 and a 4, that's a 2 and a 3. So the perimeter has been completely pencil marked. Now we need to do some more. So let's use the 45 rule inside this block. We already have 16, 21. First, this 2-3 pair makes this a 4 and that's a 3. So the remaining digits here are 1, 5, 6, and 8. The total is 20. So everything but the 1 is inside this cage. This 14 doesn't use 6 and 8, so it must be 5 and 9. This 6 doesn't use the 5, so it must be 2 plus 4. And there's a 4 up there. It resolves this pair, and this 4 resolves this pair. And this 4 resolves the 7-4 pair as well. Here we have 26. 28, 32 plus 7, that's 39. So this has to be a 6 to complete to 45. The same on this row, that's 22, 35, 42, so that's a 3, and that's a 2, and a 3 and a 2. This 7 doesn't use the 3, doesn't use the 5. It must have an odd digit, so it will be 1 and 6. This 13, that is not 7 plus 6, it's not 4 plus 9, so it has to be 5 and 8. The remaining digits here are 2 and 9. Here we need a 7 and a 3, so with this 7 and this 3 we can disambiguate. Here we have a sum of 10, so those two digits must add to 8, to 9, sorry. So it won't be 2, 7, it won't be 3, 6, it won't be 4, 5, so it will be 1 and 8. We can remove 8 from those cells and put an 8 in here. There's a 5 here, so the 9, 7 pair is resolved. Here we get a 6 and a 9. And then let's have a look at this. Here we need 2, 4, 7. Here we need 1, 3, and 9. But that's not a 3. And here we need 5, 6, and 8. Here we need 3, 4, 7, and 9. They make a total of 23, so only the 3 must be outside the cage. That's not the 4. And there comes the tricky part. So, what do we have here? Here we have a 19. And the total sum of this is 19 plus 20. So the remainder here has a sum of 20. 20 plus 14, that's 34. So the remaining 2 cells must add to 11, and 1 won't work. They will have to be 8 and 3, and that's the 1. Now 8 is not here, 3 is not here, so in this case 3 is here. And then this one does some work, 6 and 1 here, 5 and 6 here, 8 and 5 here. This column needs a 3 because of this 3 is here. And we need 2, 7, and 8. That's not 8. So let's ponder this cage. It has to contain the 2, because without the 2 we would have 7, 8, 9, and 3, which would make 27. So we must have the 2. With 2 and 3, that's 5. The remaining 2 digits must sum to 15, so they must be 7 and 8. So that's 8, that's 7, that's 2. That's the 9, that's the 2. That's a 7. This 8 now disambiguates the 1, 8 pair here. There I need a 1 and a 6. And here 2, 4, and 7. So we must have a look at this or that. How do I do that? Oh, that looks to be tricky. Is there something easier up there? Not sure about that. Oh, I'm seeing something actually. This 8 and this 8 tell us that 8 is not in here. So 8 has to be in there with 2 digits summing to 11. So it could be 8, 7, 4 or 8, 5, and 6. That's not so easy actually. Not sure I can do anything with that. The interesting part is that 9 has to be somewhere in here, but the same question remains. Oh, what did I say? There's an 8 in there, and the remaining 2 digits must sum to 12. Sorry about that. So they can't be, the remaining 2 digits can't be 8 and 4 because 8 is already there. They can't be 3 and 9, so they must be 5 and 7. So that's a 7. That's a 5, 8 pair. It gives the 6 here and the 5. And here we need 4, 6, and 9, and there's no 6 in here. This 7 removes 7 from those cells. Here I get a 2-4 pair, but that's not so interesting. Now we really need to think about one of those cages. There's no beating around the bush. Oh, I'm seeing something actually. There's a 5 in here, there's a 5 in here, and actually you can see it on this column, 5 can only be here. So that's really interesting. Now that this is a 5, those 3 digits should sum to 14. And the first thing is that this is 6 or 8, so those two should sum to 6 or 8. And it will never work with a 4. And you see that the sum will never be 6, actually. The sum will always be 8 here, so that's a 6, and that's an 8. Now this 6 is not here, so that's a 6. This 8 gives the 5 and the 8. The 5 down there gives the 9 and the 5. The 9 gives the 1 and the 9. Here we get the 6 and the 1. The 1 bounces up there. The 2 gives the 7. This 2 and 7 give a 4, a 2, a 7, that's 9 and 4, 9 and 4, and 2 and 4 to finish. So really the center 3 columns were on the tricky side of things, but it wasn't such a struggle. If you don't see the small tricks that I used to finish, you can always just brute force your way through the possible decompositions with the remaining digits. That should work in a reasonable time, actually. But there was a logical way without major brute forcing like I just mentioned. So nice puzzle on the whole. Thanks for watching this video and see you soon on SudoKanard.